We're headed out again here on Aurora Shores in Way the Hunter, and I wanted to kind of simplify things a little bit today, and just go with a 2-rifle loadout. So we have Old Reliable in the Remington 700 long range, and we have the Remington 1903 for our medium-sized game. We're just gonna head out. We did quite a lot of exploring between the stream and off-camera time, and we're gonna try to get into some known areas, some new areas, and see what we find. And of all things, we start off with a pack of wolves. Now, one thing that we've done on the streams is go through all of the mounts in the lodge, specifically for like the full body mounts, and there's some really good ones with one or multiple wolves, so it would be good to work on our wolf pack genetics as well, and I think we'll probably go ahead and get that 1-star adult, so it's a little under 300 away. That will do just fine from the 30-06. It sounds like we sent something else running off as well. In fact, maybe just a solo caribou. That's one thing with them. You'll get herds of mixed males and females, and occasionally there seem to be solo bulls just kind of spread throughout the map. And I'd love to find like a solo 5-star. I think that would be neat. But the idea of seeing a 5-star among others and just like the contrast in size, that's what I'm really hoping we find. But for our first kill of the day, we managed to drop this wolf in his tracks. Ended up with a hard shot at 278 yards, not too bad. Ends up being a 57% 1-star adult, so good to take out. And hopefully that will benefit that herd. It's in a good spot too. We're like just kind of southwest of this campsite, so easy to maybe locate them again. Now this I find a little bit interesting. It seems we just have a pair of caribou out here, one male and one female, and no sign of anything else, but the male there, a 1-star adult, is very obviously uneven even from this range, so we'll just go ahead and take him with the 30-06 as well, and then maybe if there are others hiding back in there, we can see where they come from. Should be a vital hit from the 30-06, and imagine he should be stumbling though, so we're gonna hit him one more time. Maybe we were low there? He's gonna go down now, so regardless, that'll be enough, but nothing else ran out of there. I've never seen just two together, and on occasion, specifically on Transylvania, I would see red deer herds, where they would slowly diminish in numbers as I would take out one by one. There were like no respawns. I've not been up here to shoot caribou, so I don't know what that's about. We do have a 1-star young there. I don't really know where he came from, unless maybe they were somehow separated, and we're trying to group back up. I mean, that could be. We didn't shoot that wolf terribly far away, but I definitely don't want to take a 1-star young, so we'll go up and see what happened with this caribou. I thought our shot was okay, but it was one of those deals where he was a little under 300 yards. We 0 for 328 named low, so we may have been just off the mark. But even still, very obviously an even one that is worth taking out. And the shot placement was off. It was a lethal hit, but it was pure like expansion damage. We didn't actually directly hit the left lung. And then the other shot was intestines, so I guess that also would have been a lethal hit, and certainly helped, but a 31% good to get out of there. And we'll just continue on our way. That's interesting the way that kind of played out, though, with the caribou being separated, or maybe just encountering two separate groups or solos there. Definitely no lack of caribou out here today, though. We do have a 2-star mature. Back there in the back, he kind of looked uneven. It may be worth going ahead and hitting the collar, because I think the 2-star is probably over the 50% mark, but if we go ahead and use a high fitness call, any others that come in will at least be over 50%. We know we don't want to take those, so we probably want to get the mature, but sort of depends on what responds to this. That's good news that that young's coming in. It's hard to say for sure, but just the fact that that 1-star young responded at least means he's above 50%. I'm guessing this 2-star mature is maybe in the area of 60 or so since he's uneven. So there's a fair chance that taking this guy out is improving the genetics. I don't know what he's doing. He kind of left and then came back, but we don't have a crossbow unfortunately today, so this will be a close range rifle shot, and I don't imagine we'll be doing any tracking. Maybe just a touch, but I don't think he's gonna get out of sight anyway. That is not bad, especially considering we know he's not super high genetics. And again, just the coloration and everything, I really think these guys look good. Cannot wait to see one above 3 stars. We actually shot kind of low. It was the expansion damage that got the heart there and ended up bringing him down quickly, but yeah, that could have been bad. Almost predicted no tracking and didn't even get him. 56% though. Again, the fact that that other young started coming in, it guarantees it's above 50, which means fair chance that is actually contributing to the herd, and we get to take a decent caribou. And this is where things get a little bit more challenging. Because of the glitched antlers with the Roosevelt Elk, you can't always tell exactly what you're going for, but a 3-star mature there, who admittedly does look pretty gray. Actually, maybe it's not as bad as I thought. As we zoom in, he's still got a decent amount of kind of like tannish colors, so I think that one we want to leave. Is there any in here with that like uneven antler thing? Because I'm pretty sure, even though one side ends up being huge, it's still indicative of lower genetics, but that guy's decent. It is a 1-star adult though. Maybe we go for that, because if he takes too many more steps, he's going to end up being out of sight. And we've not actually fired the long range yet today. That changes now, and I don't think it'll be going far. Now that may have been a glitched one, but it's got both sides kind of glitched, so I never know what that means. That's the one that I was talking about, and if we could just get the star rating on it, I think we'll get to see. Yeah, it's a 1-star young, but it may be a 1-star young with decent genes. I don't know what to do about those in particular, so we'll let him go for now. And again, at some stage, probably, at least I would hope before he even gets to be a mature, maybe those antlers will be fixed. So we'll just kind of let that go for now. As for this dude, we managed a double lung shot, left lung being the kill shot at 234 yards. The fitness was 65%, which gives me that much more reason to think that 1-star young might be decent. The rest of the herd could be even better than that, so we'll just kind of let them go and see where that brings us down the road. And maybe one last chance at some rosies before we wrap up. Now that's apparently a 1-star mature, which I think is indicative of both of those antlers being bugged. There is a 2-star mature down here as well, but we're going to want to take the 1-star, because that's going to help the herd out a little bit more. I wasn't sure if it was the same herd when I saw the other mature, but definitely a new herd. We're looking right about 300 yards. I don't think we can take this shot prone. And then the sun glaring's not going to help, and I'm pretty sure that's the one there. I still think we can make that shot, so try to drop it into the lungs. That is lung blood. And we'll have to track him down. That looks like an interesting rack. They're actually crossing that little bridge down there, which is pretty cool. That's our one there. I wanted to see if they're all going to do it, and it looks like they will. Pretty neat. Our 1-star is going to drop right there. I almost want to tack something like that, because I'm convinced that those are like 5-star racks, but in the end, I don't really want to have our lodge full of glitched stuff, so we'll probably end up leaving it and just taking a look in the harvest screen. The blood trail goes right across the bridge as well. I don't think I've ever seen that. Like, we've witnessed plenty of animals crossing the bridges, but I don't think we've ever shot one that did it. That was actually kind of neat. And then that main beam, it just dips way down at the back. So let's actually see what this is. We actually just barely got a lung. I thought we kept that way further back, but it wasn't up with the right lung shot. And he's a 51%, so I would say pretty confidently that neither of these antlers are what we should be seeing. Maybe this one. But even that looks a little bit too big. Still though, got another decent elk out of the herd, and we're looking at pretty much 7 o'clock now, actually a little bit past, so I think we'll rest the morning. And what I actually want to do for the remainder of the hunt is try to get into some places where we may catch caribou drinking. I know up through here there's a ton, so I think that's where we're going to focus our time. Now, one thing I didn't expect to see was a huge herd of bison, including a 1-star mature and a 1-star adult. I don't see any of them in here actually with a high star rating, but we'll go ahead and try to get the mature out of the herd anyway. Probably good odds he's got among the lowest genetic potential. And if we just kind of drop that in there, should be a good hit. Looks like vital blood. And he's actually running the exact opposite direction of everything else, which should mean I think he'll actually loop back around and go to where they are. That's a huge herd. And I genuinely have no idea where he went. There he is. So basically when that happens, when animals do split up, the stragglers will turn back around and try to meet up with the rest of the herd. So if you have that happen when you shoot something, and especially if it's going to run for some distance, be prepared for it to actually loop back around and try to catch up with them. But in this case, it actually just basically eliminated any tracking we might have had to do. Definitely not a bad deal. I mean, we basically get to walk right to where we shot him at, and it ends up being a left long shot 284 yards away. I will say he did lay there for a while before finally expiring, so there is a significant difference between using the 300 and using the 338, but 44%, which is pretty much to be expected, still gets 700 credits, and is actually almost no different. When we shot a bison with the 338, I think it was 24 or 26 pounds of meat loss. There's barely a difference there. I'd say if you're going after bison, nothing wrong with going with the 338. So we've ended up fast traveling to this campsite right here in the north. I wanted to work our way all the way up and around, but there didn't seem to be any caribou along that creek. This one though, in my opinion, has to be one of the best creeks for caribou and mountain goat for that matter on the entire map. If we look up here, there's several herds of both species, and as far as I could tell, the genetics here are fairly decent, so we're going to sneak down there. We're going to try to see if there's anything worth taking out of either of those caribou herds. In worst case, we can maybe go for a mountain goat long shot or something. Everything's kind of hiding back in there, but with the high fitness call with the rattling antlers, we did get this guy coming in. Now, even still, he does look uneven. Gotta be above 50%. Actually, there's a way better one-star adult there. So it would stand to reason then, taking this one actually will contribute to the herd. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that there is that aspect of like hunting pressure. If you repeatedly shoot animals in the same zones, they will stop using them. So I don't want to be going all the way up through here shooting literally everything, but I think maybe if we take this guy, it'll be okay. I've been up through here once already, so I definitely don't want to overdo it. I would say that's notably uneven, so we can go for that. Should be a long shot, and hopefully he's not going to be getting too far, but this is just a really cool area. You can see all the way up through there. You can go for like 1,000-yard shots if you set it up correctly. But in this case, again, to keep things using this area, because it is that good, we're not going to shoot all those mountain goat and stuff. And as for our bull, I'm still curious to see what this ends up as, but definitely an uneven set of antlers, so probably mid-50s if I had to guess. Left long at 73 yards, 64% active, which again, that's just encouraging for that other one we saw. Because if that's a youngish adult still, one star isn't incredibly surprising, and he looked really good. I don't think then we'll do any more shooting in here. Let's maybe go across the mountain and see what we can find. And we may still get an opportunity to take a mountain goat, because as far as I can tell, there are no caribou up here today. They definitely do spend time in the area. All of these little like lakes and ponds that go up past the northern cabin, they seem to be pretty good for caribou, at least the last time I came up here. But in this particular case, I don't see a single one, so I guess we'll try to get that one-star adult goat. We'll have to sneak up here to the edge, and it is interesting. Only one male and only 4 goats here in total. Definitely not the size of the herds we typically see. That's our guy there, about 180 out, so should be more than doable for the 30-06. As long as we can get that shot in there, I think that'll be our last kill today. I wanted to focus on caribou a little bit more than we did here towards the end, but instead, we ended up finding the bison and obviously here the mountain goat, and we still got to see those 2 herds, including that really promising 1-star adult. And there's been, as a caribou's taken off there, there's been some others that I've seen that are pretty intriguing. I don't know if that's by itself. Maybe it is. But in this area, one caribou I saw was a 2-star adult, and I think there was another one down by that creek that we visited as well. So we're looking pretty far into the future, but maybe there's some hope for one of those guys, or both, to reach 5 stars. As for our goat, double lung at 173 yards, 80%, that was better than I thought. Hopefully, because there were the 3 females there, hopefully the offspring will be even better, and that'll be another one to pay attention to. Again, we get to start brand new with the lodge, so while we have a couple of 5-star mountain goats and things like that, getting to do different poses and everything in the new lodge here in Alaska is going to be something we want to do, and therefore we want to get more 5-star goats and more of those other species that we have seen in the past too. But I think on that note, that is going to do it for this video. So as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.